Usually, I would change my T-shirt if I already have worn it in a video before. That way, there I don't appear to be like, oh, he's wearing the same shirt. Isn't that disgusting? So here, I'm wearing my Flash T-shirt that my sisters got for me. Uh, Not last Christmas, but yeah, it was. Yeah, last Christmas I think. And I'm talking. I already made this thumbnail to be honest with you, and I had it saved. And I was like going through my pictures that I did, and I'm like, that shock. That seems like a good thing to talk about while wearing a Flash shirt. So don't expect me to like. My girlfriend probably would do it, though. Is if my hair was long enough, she probably would give me like a little cornrows, like or whatever type of hairstyle that Virgil Hawkins has. Yeah, don't think that I'm sounding racist. I'm not, because I would have gone all geeked out like that and done that, and then people would have been like, huh? Oh, I would wish I could have a shot T-shirt in the future. Anyways, maybe I will get one. Anyways, I have it written down here, so a lot of you probably are like, well, who's that shock for some of you that haven't grown up with the series? The series first premiered in the 90s, I think 1999 to be specific. It lasted for 4 years, and it was a successful television series. And it was pretty dark too in a lot of areas, even at some point darker than Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you a couple of names that had worked on this series, so you might be interested to know about these guys, and it might interest you to actually check the series out. So first of all, Static Shock originally came from Milestone Comics. Milestone was basically like a small comic company. I don't think they're still around anymore today. They were a small little company, and they decided to make a superhero comic. And the one that they decided to make was a black superhero, some like Storm, Black Panther, Black Lightning. A lot of them have black in their names, which doesn't make any sense. So I think the way how this worked was that they wanted something like Spider-Man, a teenage superhero who would fight crime and, also have a daily life of strife and see what happened to him. So, created by these three very well-known people in animation and comics and a lot of other things out. So, I'm going to name off the biggest name on this list, Dwayne McGuffey. That name should sound so familiar to you, and if you're having trouble trying to figure out who he is the writer and co-creator. I think co-creator is a little bit of a strong term, but I think that he's the co-creator of Ben 10. He wrote the original series, Alien Force, Ben 10, Ultra Alien, or Ultimate Alien, I think. He was also behind not like basically most of the Ben 10 series. We have Dennis Conway and Michael Davis. All three of these popular people, and no, for the record, no, I don't. I know that they're famous. I don't know what they're famous for. Dennis Conway and Michael Davis. Somebody can tell me. I really don't know. But they're very popular in comic books. So, they created a superhero younger than Spider-Man. Yes. In the term of young superheroes that we had at the time, the first one that comes to mind is Robin and Spider-Man. Robin had his own comic book series too, mind you, that lasted until 2009 from 1993. So it was around the same age that my older sister was back in 2009. So, anyways, Virgil Hawkins is a young 14-year-old. He's a little, 14-year-old. And he had to deal with life. He dealing with a single father who's raising him and his sister. His father is voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson. That's a name that you should recognize because he's the same voice of Cyborg from Teen Titans. He's also Aqualad in Young Justice. He does a lot of great voice work. He's Azrael in Batman Arkham City and Arkham Knight. Very, very popular voice actor. And in the series, however, he's voiced by Phil Lamar. You guys should know who Phil Lamar is by this point. He's a very talented voice actor. So, and in the series, Virgil has to deal with a lot of things he deals with, but and it's mostly aimed towards black people. But for a white nerd like myself, I could kind of really understand it because, technically speaking, I was also kind of going through the same thing Virgil was. Not the single parent thing; that didn't come until much later. But the bullying thing that he did, I wasn't in the game at 4 or 5 years old. No, 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 no. That never happened. Um, so when you're sitting there watching it, you know the first episode, even the first episode, which aired at I think like 9:30 on WB every Saturday morning. When you first turn that on, the first episode, and I'm just gonna recap it for you here. We were introduced to Virgil Hawkins, who in the animated series was older than 14. I think he was like 16, 17 in the series. He was made older. Um, and, you know, he was showing what he does. He's a nerd, kind of. He hangs out with his best friend, Richie. And he's mostly hanging out with black people because it sort of has this sort of racism thing going on in the series. It's not really, like, well put in your face, but you can kind of get the hint of it in a few places. And he's being picked on by Firebomb. This is Francis in the series, but he later on, because of an incident, becomes a supervillain named Firebomb. Um, so he's picking on him, and then a gang member actually protects Virgil, and he tells Virgil, you know, I'm sick of this guy, I'm sick of these people bullying us, thinking that they're bigger than us, so we're gonna do something about it. Meet me at the dock later tonight. So Virgil does go to the docks, but what ends up happening is that the big guy, the gang member, gives him a gun, a pistol. I'm not sure what type of pistol, but he gives him a pistol. And and Virgil, you could see the emotion, even though it's animated in his face, like, oh my god, this is a gun. Oh my god, I'm involved in the shootout. Oh my god. Like, he's shocked that he agreed to something like this, and he throws the gun in the water, and he's like, fuck, no, 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 no. And, then the shootout happens. This becomes the incident called the Big Bang. Now, no, I'm not talking about the galaxy becoming as one, and I'm not talking about a stupid sitcom show either. No. I'm, of course, talking about the incident that happened. So they have the canisters of a dangerous chemical gas that is basically on these docks. I don't know why, but they are. And when the shootout was going, someone hit the gas canister and it explodes, and everybody that's involved in it becomes associated with the gas and becomes the main basic name of the people called a Bane Baby. The Bane Baby is sort of a relevant term to another term, the baby boomers. That's technically what it is, a term and reference to. But the Bane Babies are all people who get superpowers because of their exposure to gas. Virgil gets electricity manipulation similar to Black Lightning from the same DC Comics. Same from DC Comics, he can control electricity too. And there's a lot of different characters and enemies and everything in the series of Static Shock. So the series does really need to come back. I really was more invested into it at season 3. To be honest with you, I didn't like the costume for the first remainder of the season. You know, with the white T-shirt with the black logo on it. No, I was more into the black T-shirt with the yellow logo. That was the more kick-ass one to me, and I really did like it. Virgil has a lot of associations in the DC comics. When I done my research, he's a part of a team called Star. He's part of the Justice League. And the future episode of the Justice League, if you remember seeing him in Justice League Unlimited, he was in Batman Beyond as his older self too, and his younger self. He was involved in a lot. He is also supposed to be an Injustice. WB, why isn't he an Injustice yet? Make him an Injustice, make me happy, bring Phil Lamar into your studios, have him record himself as Virgil Hawkins, and then you make a model of Virgil Hawkins and put it into your game. It is not that difficult. But, to be honest, I would love to see Phil Lamar back in the studios working on Static Shock. I would. But you know something? And I haven't seen the series, sadly. Um, but I hear that Black Lightning was a big successful series for DC, similar to how Batwoman and Supergirl and The Flash and Arrow all did and are doing. And I think, in my opinion, it would work. Now, hear me out. We can do a Virgil Hawkins at 14 years old. You just have to get a young child actor to do it, which is not going to be that hard. You can get somebody from Blackish. I know that the team that works over at Blackish, they are all a great, really good team of people put together. So you grab the youngest actor on there, whoever that would be, and I think that you could make a really good Virgil Hawkins out of him. He's originally supposed to be 14 years old. There's a lot of playground there for a 14-year-old. He has to deal with it growing up. He has to deal, with the pains of growing up. He had to deal with the pains of growing up with a single father and a sister. He had to try to hide his identity and deal with school and fight crime at the same time. There's a lot you can play with here. I'm just saying that's just one of the ideas. You can incorporate the same idea for his origin story from the Alan Burnett story from the first episode, and reincorporate that into a live action series. And you can make a lot of more different villains. I mean, sure, you can go with F-Bomb and all of the others from the original series, and yes, by F-Bomb, no, I don't mean dropping some F-bombs, fuck, no, I mean firebomb. So there are a lot of unique things that you can play with there, and especially you can do a lot more different stories that hasn't been seen in animation. Because with animation, you have to go to a certain limit because it can be still for kids, but you don't want to push the limit too far. And a live action series, you can push the limit quite far and see what you can do with it. So you can incorporate Virgil Hawkins as a young boy and keep on going with that. Even doing what Luke Cage did, having still some black exploitation in there, that's not really in your face, but you still know it's there. The darkest episode of the series came later on, I think in season 4 or season 3, where Virgil traveled back into time by somebody, and he managed to actually know what happened to his mom, and it's a very, very sad episode, but it has a lot to do with racism in that episode, because Virgil goes back to like the early days of racism and segregation, and it was really dark. We actually get to know what happened to his mom, and it's an incredibly dark episode. I don't know the name of it to be precise with you, but if you look it up through Wikipedia, I think you can find it rather easily. It basically is where Virgil Hawkins did discover his mother for the first time. He got to meet her, but he's a stranger because Back to the Future rules. So it's a very good episode. But again, and having Dwayne McGuffey come back and write a live action series, you wouldn't be doing anything wrong. The guy is a very talented writer, especially for what he did in Ben 10 and a lot of the episodes that were pretty damn dark, especially for a children's cartoon. But you have more of a playground if you do it in a live action series, that's all I'm saying. You can have Gear or Richie in there, sure, definitely. It'd be nice to see Richie. It'd be nice to see Rubber Band Man, it'd be nice to see a lot of the other enemies come back. You could even include Kevin Conroy as Batman. Ooh, make that a thing. I know that he's coming back to do a Batman, I think, in DC Legends of Tomorrow. But ooh, make that a thing. Make that a thing. I'm giving you ideas. Somebody at WB should be writing this thing down. So, you can play more on the racism factor, the blaxploitation stuff. You can exploit where he comes from. Maybe actually go to, like, I know that it said that he's from Dakota City, but actually, like, make it like a, sort of blackish city that he comes from. and make him have a lot more trouble to deal with for a 14-year-old, you know? The bullying thing is a well-deserved topic, you know? There's a lot to work with. And I would definitely be supportive of it if it would ever made into a live action series. And I would review every single episode and I wouldn't miss one for the world. So, you can be sure to tell me what you think down in the comment section down below. I really hope that he gets a live action series, but if he gets a cartoon show, that'd be okay too. Just bring back Phil Lamar and Dwayne Guffey. Those guys are two of the best, and if you bring them back, you will not have one single bad episode guaranteed. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. You can join me at Twitter with the link in the description below. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Check out some of my other videos that I worked on. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, then be sure to tell me in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.